This channel is for immature audiences only. It is not for children, only for childish adults. We might play some video games that kids also like, but we say words like fuck and shit with alarming frequency and make crude, inappropriate, and morbid jokes all the damn time. Level 0 NPCs assumes no responsibility if your idiot spawn watches this and gets traumatized.
Oh, hey, everybody.
You know, there are only so many adventure game channels out there, and only so many horror-related adventure games to play, which makes it very interesting that, like, yeah, this year, Phantasmagoria is getting a lot of play.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
We did it first.
That's true. We started last year.
We there's no way we did it first. But,
well, we did it first of the people who are doing it this year.
Okay.
Yeah, like the fact that we may have done it before it was cool, that's not a moral stance. That's not like we were, cowards and sellouts, every one of us. We would happily have done it after it was cool.
And we were never
have
cool
done it
to begin with. Yeah. But like, greetings to all the people who, have come here wanting more Phantasmagoria after watching, like, Danny and Ninja Brian on fucking Game Grumps who are playing it right now.
Those guys probably actually play the game.
Yeah, no kidding. I think they're only 3 episodes in, or they only did like 3 episodes and it's done.
Amazing.
Yeah. Fucking.
Oh.
Imagine being able to finish this game in 3 episodes. How many are we in by now? Probably 16?
It's because we're doing it right.
Episode 14 or 16 or something like that.
Anyway, welcome back to the definitive playthrough of Phantasmagoria.
The definitive playthrough of Phantasmagoria. The one where you get the whole experience, including, like, the lunch breaks.
Yeah.
Anyway, before we get back to any gameplay, let's address this comment by Corinne about the candy rockets.
Oh, yeah.
I already made a liar of you.
Corinne does not weigh in very often, but when she does, it's always a delight.
This is one of the most relatable comments I've ever read.
Yeah. Go ahead, Alex.
I used to love rockets when I was a kid. I used to divide them up by color, then shovel them into my mouth and pretend they were pills and I was a drug addict, like you do. Anyhow, when I was an adult with my own money, I was very excited to buy one of those huge bags with like 200 rolls in it for $10. I was like, I'm going to eat so many rockets. I ate like 5 rolls and made myself sick. My childhood died that day. I think I finally ended up throwing them out after years of them taking up space in my cupboard. That's the quintessential human experience right there, if ever there was one. Sorting them by color as if that mattered, so you could eat them by like-colored handfuls as if you were addicted to them, which, in fairness, you probably were because they were sugar and you were a child.
Yep. And then you're like, you're an adult, right? And then, but because you're an adult, you get sick.
The only thing that distinguishes Corinne as being superior to me in that anecdote alone is that being sick would not stop me from eating the rest of the rockets.
I have a minor, rocket story I can share with that same particular candy. Like there was that kind of like the ones with the candied
Fun Dip
popsicle sticks, the fun dip. Yeah. So what I did one time was I put a bunch of rockets in a coffee grinder and I ground them up to powder and I made my own fun dip.
Oh
kind of thing.
Man!
Yeah. First of all.
Wow.
Yeah. First of all. That you take when you were a kid, like when at school, we would take them and we would crush them with rocks because we were basically apes, and we would pretend they were cocaine.
Oh God! Did you snort rockets?
I didn't, but I have seen it done.
I have met human beings who have snorted rockets for sure.
Yeah, like
that sounds like a bad life.
Did you just
choice.
assume that they had, Alex, or did you see this happen?
I have met human beings who
would
at least claimed to have actually done so.
Okay, so I have seen it happen, and I will tell you this: it was. I thought that's why people got rockets. So you could snort them, and then you could and what I would always do is dip my hand in, dip a finger in, and taste it, and go, yeah, that's cocaine. But
rub it on your gums.
Yeah. I didn't put it on my gums. I just put it in my
some Matt is El Chapo in this scenario.
But yeah, that's what I thought you did. Anyway, that's
kids definitely snort rockets. If there's any kids watching, you shouldn't be because of the disclaimer at the top of the show. But don't snort rockets; it can't be good for you.
We state very clearly at the beginning of every episode that this channel is not for children, only for childish adults.
Yeah, top of the list. First of all, you shouldn't be here. Your guardians have let you down. But don't let yourself down by snorting rockets.
Rewind by about 30 seconds. Bring your parent into the room and play this for them right now. Shame on you for allowing your child to see this. This is Phantasmagoria. Of all of the shows that we've done, this is probably one of the worst ones for them to be watching right now. Now tell them to stop watching this show and go on with your lives.
Did the rockets fuck up your coffee grinder?
I don't. It was a really old wooden one that was never used anymore. So we never actually used it for coffee. But probably.
That's such a classy way to grind
Thank
up rockets.
You. I did not snort them though. I mean, didn't go that far. I kept them in film canisters.
What did you do with it? You just ate the powder like a normal child. Yeah. Not us.
Did you have some sort of an edible spoon? Because I feel like that's a large part of the fun dip experience as well.
I did not. I didn't think that far.
Big hard candy spoon.
No, I should have though. I should have, or even dunked like licorice in there or something. Would have been really cool. But
there you go.
Oh, missed opportunity. Maybe this year.
Yeah, please.
Oh yeah,
do it. Document it.
My kids are.
If
definitely
you do want to make your own fun dip, mortar and pestle.
Yeah,
it'll really do the trick.
Beautiful.
I will tell you this though.
Spice grinder.
Spice grinder would do it. I can tell you, rocks work really well.
Oh my god,
rocks do work well, I'm sure.
Okay, did you crush them in the packaging, or did you take them out of the packaging and then crush them on the bare rock?
Yeah, both.
Oh my goodness.
Both. And you know what? Here's
Children,
the funny part.
Basically baboons.
Here's the irony about the whole situation is that we would use rocks to crush them, but and we were that was such a stupid way to do it. But we were so dedicated to it being cocaine that we'd only crush the white one.
Nice.
That's amazing.
But there'd be little flecks of dirt.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Also, rock dust is also white.
Yeah. Not all the time, no trust.
Some of that cocaine that you were having is almost certainly just rock dust mixed in with the rest of the
I have very
homemade fun dip.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely there. We had very distinct memories of. I have very distinct memories of 1 year when everybody got so excited one day because there were so many white ones. Somebody had a handful of them. We just turn it to dust.
Turn it to coke.
You can do that in the 80s.
My partner's got a young relative that lives out in Sackville, and the youths in Sackville are barely human. They're like escaped lab experiments. I wish snorting ground up candy was the worst thing that they got up to. Those kids are doing actual coke.
Oh.
I'm not going to say anything.
At best, they're doing actual coke.
But yeah, crushing candy, it was one of those. It's one of those, things you did before you knew better. All right. The next comment is from Daddy Snark. So here's what you do.
I'm gonna intersperse this with
Please,
action.
Yeah.
Oh, are you?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's pry open some coffins. See some dead wives.
Can we see them all?
Sophia Carnovasch.
She died 100 years before Taylor Swift was born.
Maybe she is Taylor Swift.
Is Taylor Swift some sort of centennial vampire?
We don't know.
1870 to 1893, only 23 years old.
You can only put up with wives for a few years, it would seem, because they're pretty evenly spaced in their times of death.
I want to see them. It's such a shame we can't see them all.
We can try and pry open their tombs.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, we can arrange them all into a macabre tea party.
No, they won't let
Yeah,
me.
put them up on the chairs, put them in the beds and upstairs, you know?
Yeah.
A lot more comfortable.
I'm sure they just loved being buried down here.
Yeah, it's a nice
Oh,
natural
is this
light.
the stairway to heaven?
We're free.
Just credits
We
start
are
to roll.
the lady who's sure that all that glitters is gold. Look, we're on the other side of the grate that I was at.
We could easily fit through there.
Yeah?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
Cool. I wonder what that castle is.
I mean, yeah, we've seen her side profile. She would just pass straight
Yep.
through.
She'd be
Her
fine.
boobs might get a little squished, but she'd otherwise be entirely fine.
She'd be fine.
All right, so let's hear from Dysner.
Oh yeah, did I start? So here's what you do. You set up your own factory making custom doorknobs with your logo on it. Then you tell 3 YouTuber friends that you'll cut them a deal to make doorknobs with their logos on it. Then you have 3 of their YouTuber friends, and so on and so forth. Special Halloween deal for doorknobs that just say the algorithm. So there you go.
I'm afraid the only YouTuber friends I have are already on the show right now.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We don't have any YouTuber friends. And if you guys,
Yeah.
by the way, hey, listen, wow, John,
Wow.
listen, if you guys in the comments, if you got a YouTube channel that you want us to check out, damn, put it in. And what we'll do, if we have time, is we'll go check it out. What do you guys say? Pimp your channel in the in the comments, because
If you also do content like Level 0 NPCs and you would like other watchers of Level 0 NPCs to watch your channel, pick
Yeah.
your channel right here.
do it.
You have our permission.
You have our permission and our blessing, even.
Yeah.
We want to make YouTuber friends.
No, I have a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
Well, but you're in
I
the
know.
channel
But you're
right here
here.
with us, exactly as I
I
stated.
know. Oh. Well.
We know about you.
I mean, like,
You're one of us
technically
now.
also there's Lou, but like he's on the channel or has been on the channel
Yeah.
frequently before as well.
I have in the past done YouTube stuff.
Mhm.
Not so much
Matt
anymore.
Makes Monsters.
Matt makes monsters.
So you're saying I can't pimp my channel on this channel?
No.
You can, and I think have.
I don't
Oh,
know.
hey, an emergency alert.
Oh, wow.
You got an emergency alert?
I did.
Guys, this is live happening right now.
Oh.
For just a second, I thought she was receiving an emergency alert. But those are sort of different levels of technology we're talking about.
Ahem.
That was the...
An emergency Alberta emergency alert, which is why I'm the only one that received it.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, everybody.
Put Don in the garage. Make him live with Cyrus and Harriet in his own hell. And guests hear his agony when they come over. That's great. What to do? Yes. Fun for Algernon would totally get a coffee mug.
Yes.
Oh, a Level 0 NPC's coffee.
Yeah.
Nice. We're... I'm not 100% sure if it will arrive on time, but if you are at Adventure X, look for Julia in her Level 0 NPCs.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally going to support that. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm with Fun for Algernon. I would drink coffee from a Choose Fear coffee mug for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, we can make those for ourselves. That's easy.
We can make them for anyone. We could just put them on Redbubble and just give everybody the link. They can buy them themselves. That's true. We could do that, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We should do that.
Actually good.
I don't mind doing that. I'll do some of that. That's fine. Hundo P prophylactics? Probably not.
Oh, weird. Yeah. No, not sure about that one.
I mean, maybe. I just don't know how well they'd sell, honestly.
We could give... Well, I guess that just defeats the point, I suppose. But yeah.
Giving them away at our cost, yeah.
No, I was just thinking just from a sexual health point of view, it's just a nice thing to do for people. But no, it doesn't really make sense otherwise.
Just distribute
it's a promotional
them
item
at universities and stuff.
I could go to like Adventure X and give away free condoms with like
give away free Hundo P condoms.
Hundo P for your Hundo D.
Or indeed for your Hundo P, I guess.
Are you going to do more gameplay, or should I do another comment?
Let's do a little bit more gameplay.
All right.
Is this Marie's room? It was Marie's room. Yeah.
I meant to jot down the context, but the other day my partner used the phrase Hundo P and has never watched an episode of this show.
Excellent.
Wow. See?
I had no idea that Hundo P Watch existed.
It exists in the wild.
Okay, hold on. I'm in the middle of action. All right, hold on. God damn it.
You don't have to bring up the Hundo P Watch.
I have to. I must. It's honor bound.
It's a good sound.
It is. It's a good sound.
It's a good sound.
I like all the sounds that 12-Op makes for us. Fun sounds.
Expert sound maker, that 12-Op.
Here it is. This has been Hundo P Watch.
That's honestly one of my favorites.
The Hundo P Watch has a special place in my heart as well.
It really does.
One of the audio guys at Beamdog was asking the team for advice about what they wanted the lizard folk to sound like, and I said that they should sound despicable. He asked if I could clarify, and I was like, "Yeah, in Legend of Zelda, the hopping lizard men who have a proper name that escapes me."
I can't wait to see you, my angel. It's
Sorry,
been far too long.
Please go on.
Oh, I hated them as a child. I despised them for the sound that they made. They do this sort of shrieking, trumpeting sound, and it filled me with a real desire to make them dead. Not because they were enemies, but just so that they would stop making the sound.
Did you tell this already?
I did. Maybe I did tell this story before.
Am I dying?
I've told you this story before
told
for
me
sure.
this story,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm aging and I never sleep, so it's possible I've told this on the channel before.
I thought I felt my nose bleeding, and I'm like, is this it? Have I looped back in my loop? Is this the end of time? Sorry to interrupt.
No, it only just means you can see into the future. It's totally fine. Don't worry about it.
I have an annoying knack of repeating stories. I do try not to, but I've done it before on the show
really,
for sure.
Like, honestly, you're pretty fantastic about it. But yeah, I thought for a minute that it was like, oh god. I was actually I was more worried about my mental health than whether or not you told this story twice. Sorry.
You could have just vividly hallucinated him telling that story.
The audio guy did try to make the lizard men sound a little extra despicable. They weren't quite as horrific sounding as the ones from Legend of Zelda, but it's hard to match that level of horrificness.
Those are the kind of sounds that we're going up against with the Hundo P Watch.
It's true.
Hundo P. Idra says, funny thing is that... Oh, fuck. Sorry.
It's been far too long. Let's take a few moments for ourselves during Zoltan's party next week.
Oh.
The gazebo, away from all the roads.
The gazebo?
The gazebo.
Someone needs one of those free condoms.
Your strong arms holding me tight, protecting me. And oh my dear, I need protecting.
The condoms.
My husband's beginning to suspect. He watches me night and day. Perhaps we can steal away, run away, forever from his sight. My only consolation is thoughts of you, my angel. Always.
It was a cuckless.
No. That was Gaston's corpse in The Thing.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
His name was Gaston?
Because she's calling him her angel. Yeah, I know.
So Carno buried both the man who made him a cuckold and the evidence of the cuckoldry.
Wow.
Yeah. In his own tomb.
That was nice of him.
Wow.
Gaston? Gaston?
It's a helpful thing to leave in your will. I killed a guy. He's in my tomb. Just shove me in there with him. just crowbar me in there.
Presumably, it's in there to make people think that he was dead.
That's true. He was playing the role of Carno.
Don, did you hear that voice?
Dawn?
That woman's voice?
Did you hear that voice? Dawn? Maybe it's time to do some stretches on the sofa.
Okay. So you said that Idris had a comment. I can't sit down on the sofa and chill out.
Oh,
so
you
we're just
can't
gonna have to stand
now.
here.
Wow.
Yeah, weird.
All right.
Strange.
We've entered a new state of agitation, it would seem.
Idris can do a crust pizza because Crust is a popular pizza chain in Australia. So it's pretty funny.
Please note that Matt did say a crust-up pizza.
Crust-up pizza.
Yeah, crust on
top.
Crust on top. That's what we. I mean, you can just get a regular pizza and flip it.
Which also is like a calzone.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Calzone's a crust on top.
It's only if there's one on the bottom too.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I was definitely picturing toppings on the bottom, crust on the top. So when it arrives in the box, it is already ruined when it gets there because it's all stuck to the box and melting through, and you peel the crust off and it's just saucy bread, and you just
the box
take
just falling out of the bottom.
Yeah, you take
grease.
You take a handful of just wet toppings and pry them off the wet cardboard and just kind of, shovel it into your mouth like the greasy little animal you are.
It's perfect.
Well, it burns your fingers and your tongue.
Yeah. Pizza,
Spivey has a question for 12-op.
Well, let's relay it at least in case he hasn't seen it.
Okay, here's what she
just
says.
real quick, 12-op, we will need a questions for 12-op theme.
No, we will not. I'll tell you what, if we get 4. 4. I think that's a good number. If we get 4 questions for 12-op. But I have a feeling they're going to be a lot like this. She says, if I ever become rich or famous, they usually come in, or finally get around to starting up that cult I've been talking about for years, would you please write me a theme song? Cult theme song.
That's how you know you've got a good cult, when you've got a theme song.
Yeah, when your cult is a theme song. Thumbs up.
I feel like most cults don't have theme songs, or they just borrow from gospel music.
Yeah, or for they're for the cult only.
Yeah, I mean Christianity's got all sorts of theme songs.
Yeah,
it's a very popular Messianic cult.
That's why I said most cults.
I love how we're going hard on Christianity tonight.
I was actually going to say that Book of Mormon was kind of like a Mormon theme song, but I decided to just take shots at Christianity. They have it coming more, I think.
Depends on your exposure to Mormons, but sure.
That's true. These things are subjective, I guess.
Joseph Davies has an interesting suggestion. Trademark a safe merchandise title such as Red-Headed Cake Detective, which is, by the way, that's perfect.
Yeah, earlier, who made the comment?
Who could have taken it?
Joseph Davies was talking about the similarities between Adrienne here and Laura Bow, and I thought he was going to imply that Adrienne was cake.
Adrienne ain't cake.
She does not look like cake.
No. That's definitely
Adrienne
true.
only got cake.
Wait, does she?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit.
A little bit. I mean,
Little
not
bit.
a lot, but
A little bit. Yeah.
We'll just give that the silence it deserves. We'll just let that hang in air like a stale fart.
Red-Headed Cake Detective. Nobody's gonna sue us for that.
Yeah, so put her on a t-shirt, put her on a mug. I'd love that.
Honestly, we could probably make a game called Bora Low and get away with it.
Bora Low. Julia, I got a new title.
Yeah.
for your game. Borolo.
Oh God.
Don't do it.
Borolo Mysteries.
Borolo. Don't do it. Don't do it. Natal Miral has a question for Gory.
Nice. It's their first one, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Welcome to the channel. We will answer your question for Gory.
I'm pretty
on.
sure
They've been here.
they're a long time.
They've been.
Yeah, they've been around. They've just. I think this is their first question for Gory.
Well, that's why I'm welcome.
Oh yeah,
That's their first question for
I'm
Gory.
pretty sure they followed. I think they followed Julia here.
Yay!
Thank you.
Nice.
How is this demon able to get so many women? He seems to have zero charisma and fairly decent standards. So what gives is also, if you're a friend of Carno's, at which point do you stop going to his wedding? If you go to all of them, could you be considered an accomplice? So
Yeah, like once you go through a few wives, like people are going to start suspecting you are, what's even the term, a black widower?
yeah,
Yeah, I suppose. Certainly after like the second one, you probably stop bringing wedding gifts.
yeah.
Yeah, I think probably 3 is the limit.
Yeah.
Like ideally fewer.
Ideally.
Do you think he has a lot of friends, Carno?
So I know lots of people who remarried, right? Like I have like relatives who have remarried. Like I've had partners who have been engaged or married. It happens. Not every relationship works out, right? One of my uncles, his wife passed, and he later remarried. Sure. Second spouse dies. Marrying a third one is a little questionable. And if that third one dies, no, I that's not even what I mean to say. I don't think marrying a third one is questionable. It's when the third one dies. I think that's the thing. Right?
Then you're yeah.
Like I know so many people who remarry, but after a certain number of people die, I think once the third one passes, that fourth wedding's got to be a somber affair.
The second remarriage, especially the second remarriage on death, like that's a thing, right? Like that's a pattern.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I think
first one's
I think
absolutely
the second
like
one
it's a
is,
fluke. It happens.
Yeah, but I actually think the second one's enough, especially if it's like accidental. So it's like two accidental deaths. That's a little much. But you're right.
Yeah.
By third,
Like
it's definite.
I know. It's definitely like I know so many people who've remarried for many legitimate reasons, right? So like that second wedding, like I think I attended my uncle's second wedding. Like, yeah, that's definitely a thing. That
I
third
know many
one,
divorced people.
like so, like that second death, I guess, is the first suspicious one.
Yes,
Is what I'm saying.
yes. No,
So-
I agree completely. And even if you had nothing to do with it, you got to wonder. Maybe you're cursed.
But like that second death is the first suspicious one, but it's not a one strike policy.
And we're not
That's
talking.
why I'm thinking.
We're not talking about disease here. You know what I mean? What we're talking about is straight up like weird, suspicious deaths.
Your head got crushed in a vice.
Yeah.
Sudden deaths. Yeah.
I wonder though.
Just
Especially Carno's wives' deaths. Yes.
Did they even have funerals? Are their deaths known, or did they just simply disappear and people don't know what happened to them, which makes it even kind of worse?
Well, there were definitely rumors, I think they said, right? Like,
Yeah, that's I don't know.
He was rumored to have wives that died under mysterious circumstances.
But yeah, and it is definitely the demon that is getting the
Carno's
wives.
up to like 5, I think, by the
Yeah.
end of like his run here. So it's a lot.
So Fun for Algernon says it's not my place to answer, but if that nerd Copperfield is any indication, magicians hypnotize women.
Yeah,
It's-
Virgo could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like objectively, Carno, in a world where there's no celebrities, is pretty good looking.
For sure.
You know, he's a good looking guy. He's not like Mike the telephone guy, because nobody is. Nobody's out
Also,
of Mike the telephone guy.
he was successful enough as a magician to buy himself a big, stupid mansion.
Yeah.
Yep, that's pretty good
This
draw.
is like David Copperfield
Yeah.
right here, you
Yeah.
know, of the late 1800s.
So I think maybe like you're rich.
Although to be fair, like if that was his stage act, I'm not sure that like you know
Whatever.
his standards are like people around here's standards may not be very high. If his stage act is like, you know, very little like flash, just him getting in a chair, getting like
his head on fire.
tied up and having his head set on fire, and then his head like bifurcated by a pendulum axe.
And then ostensibly dying.
Yeah,
That, yeah. Well, and there was no Google,
I mean, like-
so they couldn't look at these possible potential wives. Couldn't really like Google his name and be like, "Oh, his other wives went missing." Like they would never know unless the townspeople told
Yeah.
them.
I mean, like Harry Houdini did like public stunts and stuff like that, right? Like the getting chained up and thrown into the fucking river and so on. But like that's I feel like a different thing than your actual stage show is just you getting set
It's kind
on
of
fire.
low effort,
right?
isn't it?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Like on the at a stage show, you would expect a little bit more. I don't know, flash, a little bit more showmanship.
I'm just saying, good looking and rich is often enough.
I mean, rich is often enough. Honestly.
Rich is often enough. But to be like kind of good looking and rich, and you know, I think that's fine in 2023.
I kind of like.
And theoretically fun at parties if you can do little
No,
magic
no one
tricks
said
and
good
stuff
looking
like
is,
that, right?
is enough.
No, that's not anymore. I think there was a time.
I think, like, depending on how the demon operates, too. Like, if I were a demon who needed my host to, like, marry and murder, to be a serial monogamist murderer, right? Like, what you would do is you would possess the person for the murders, but then you would sort of go into a state of reduced control and let sort of, like, the grief and the loneliness compel him to find someone else, and he'll be like, maybe it won't happen this time, you know? And then, of course, the demon takes over again and he murders, you know, another person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or it could be like with Dracula's vampires, where there's that whole theory that they're predators, so they can attract their prey, which is these poor women, and so he's got some kind of mystical charisma that we can't sense, but if you have to be there to feel it, and also hypnosis,
Right?
Yeah,
Hypnosis.
Yeah.
It's got it. That's another good theory. Yeah. All kinds of theories, but you know what? We'll never know. And we'll never be able to ask because they're all dead.
We
We could ask Mucus Man.
There's more to the game here.
Oh.
Also, like, if Dawn is any indication, there's no charisma there. like.
But also, we are
certainly,
mysteriously not leaving.
But we're all. Yeah, you're right. We're also mysteriously not leaving. So
We're caught in that hypnotic field.
yeah.
I feel like having the Belle Alliant employee here kind of gives it a sense of normalcy that it doesn't deserve. We don't really see that in horror movies a lot of the time. Like Amityville Horror, you don't have like the furnace guy fixing your furnace at the same time.
Yeah.
You're like, it's actually not that bad.
That's
He's
so
here.
true.
He feels that it's fine, and you know, it's a normal thing to do. So this might be fine.
That one horror movie where the guy's stuck in the hotel room.
1408.
1408, yeah. There's a couple times when someone knocks on the door and comes in to fix something. Like the thermostat is fixed. There's these couple of moments where he could leave because like there's these things are happening that indicate that it's not a normal room, but he calls down to reception and he's sort of starting to lose his mind. And he gets a knock on the door and someone comes in and fixes his thermostat for him and then leaves again. And it's this opportunity, this intrusion of the normal world where he could choose to leave, but kind of his pride is on the line because he's a professional skeptic and he dooms himself by deciding to, you know, pretend not to be afraid.
Yeah. Oh, there goes old Mike. Doing
Anyway,
his
thanks
thing.
for your comments,
Yes,
everybody.
that was awesome.
We really appreciate it. Like, in the midst of a long week, it's nice to know you guys are like tuning in, and it's cool to see like new people commenting too.
Yeah.
You guys have a great comment section. I love seeing it.
One of the best. Well, I redlined that. I'm like, it's getting close to midnight here, so I'm like leaning against the microphone.
You're swallowing it.
One of the best.
Yeah.
Gonna ASMR us a little bit, yeah.
I don't think redlining is any part of an ASMR video.
I don't know if it strictly actually counts as ASMR, but I went down a weird rabbit hole of carpet cleaning videos recently.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
What?
Yeah.
They're quite
Okay,
satisfying.
wait a second. Am I the only
Just
one who
this
doesn't
guy-
know? Please. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like, this is it only just this last week was the first time that I watched one. It just appeared in my recommended for you feed. I'm like, I don't know why this is recommended for me, but it's like, this carpet was like covered in like mud, and it was obviously outside for a long time
Yeah,
because
they're-
like
they're
grass
rugs.
was growing
Oh my
from it and
God.
stuff like that. Yeah, like rugs from the ground. And this guy's just got this fucking like kill room.
Does look like a kill room.
Yeah, they look like kill rooms because they're fucking like, like plastic sheeting on the ground.
Drains
and the guy
in the
just
floor.
goes through, drains in the floor, and he's just like very systematically. Yeah, just like cleaning, like, and he's got little captions like talking about like the machinery he's using and what they're used for and stuff like that. And it's just like I find myself like. I watched and then like I checked the time signature and it was like 45 minutes or like an hour or something like that just watching this guy clean a fucking rug.
He's got the big old
With, like-
carpet squeegee he uses to scrape all the sudsy water
like,
out.
About like, halfway through, you're like, oh, that's clean. And then just more shit just keeps coming out. And it gets more clean.
Yeah, he power washes it and like the water comes out brown and he just keeps on going until the water is clear.
And it's like, you get that like dopamine hit when the first like huge layer of dirt comes off and you can see the pattern underneath. Oh yeah.
Is this a business that he
yeah.
has doing this?
Yeah.
He is a professional rug cleaning guy, basically, right? Like, I'm assuming we probably all watch the same channel. I don't. I wouldn't be surprised. Although I feel like I should be surprised if there was a cottage industry of like rug cleaners with YouTube channels, but yeah, it's like mountain rug cleaning or something
my
like
goodness.
that. It's called. So
It's like that lady with the dog grooming TikTok thing.
it's not something I have seen, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Girl with the dogs or whatever it's called, something like that.
Oh.
There's a ton of stuff like that on TikTok too. That's just basically like just mini like dopamine hits. That you can just like people like
You see a lot of pets on TikTok, and you see a lot of dogs naturally. And a thing that I've noticed recently is people will either have a warning if the dog barks in the video, or reduce the volume when the dog is barking, because the dog's bark is very agitating and startling to people. And I appreciate that. Like, someone can scroll through TikTok without like sort of percussive noises disrupting the experience. But it would be great to have an ASMR channel with like someone like crinkling slime and, like that sort of thing, just interspersed with really loud dog barking.
that would run counter to the goals of ASMR, but
Yeah, you
I appreciate the idea.
Like, you're just listening so close, and that the hair on your back of your neck is standing on end, and they just
just the sound of a dog going absolute ape shit because somebody rang the doorbell.
It's just a dog that sees another dog. Just
yeah. Stick and stay, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Woohoo.
you guys are the
We
best.
appreciate it.
Leave us your questions for Gory,
Yeah.
and maybe next time we'll read all the comments again. Maybe we won't.
Yeah, that's fun.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Stick and stay. Tickle the bell.
Oh.
Smash the comment
I was
section.
just looking at the calendar. The next week is the last horror
Next
month
week is the last week of horror
for
month.
2023. So if we might
We're
finish
not going
this,
to finish Phantasmagoria in time, probably.
we might. You know,
Well, let's see.
we might
let's
change who
check.
we are.
Can
Yeah,
we
actually,
rush?
you know what? We might, because there's only one chapter left.
You know what?
We could try and play mostly gameplay.
My God. Okay. Leave us your questions for Gory, and we'll answer them while we're playing. God.
Oh my.
I know.
If we're real close, maybe we can go a little long too. I don't want to
Well,
make any promises.
why don't
but-
I just go in here and let's see how Harriet and Cyrus are doing before we say goodnight.
I forgot that she was a gnome.
I forgot she was a gnome.
I like how they have this like fucking around with their luggage loop here. I'm enjoying this.
Luggage.
Burlap sack,
I mean, you know,
brown pillowcase.
hey, it's luggage. Like, it's your stuff.
No.
It might
Here.
not come in a nice suitcase, but you know, let's not belittle the fact
She's
that
a
this
fucking
is their
gnome,
worldly
Luke.
possessions.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like put on this red hat and behave as if you are a raccoon washing something in a stream.
Try to
Harriet,
end up in the same position you were before.
I see you caught us.
where are you going?
Can't you see? We're leaving. We're getting the hell out of here.
But I thought you needed a job and a place to stay.
Well, I didn't want to say anything, but now that you're here,
You're a shitty boss.
I saw your hubby last night. And, well, he threatened my boy and me. Said that if me and Cyrus didn't leave, we'd be hanging from the rafters. And I believed him. I saw the look in his eyes. There's something real bad around here. And I can't explain it, but it exists.
What exists?
Evil.
Didn't do a very good job at hiding that one.
You'd leave too.
Okay, you know how we were earlier talking about what Adrienne's relative intelligence is? Are we forced to conclude now that she is dumber than Harriet?
I mean, to
believe
be
the
honest,
answer is yes.
to be honest, that sounded like a warning, but I was distracted by the stark white blondness of Harriet's eyebrows.
Maybe Adrienne was too.
Harriet, can't you change your mind about leaving? I'll talk to Dawn.
Look, don't take it personal. It ain't you. Cyrus and me gotta go, that's that.
Cyrus,
Huh?
you don't want to leave, do you?
Oh my god, gaslighting him.
Well, Ma, I said we got
Boy,
it.
stop your gabbing and get back to work.
Keep tying up your squirrel.
Adrienne, if you put my wheels back on, I'll be your friend. Sorry, I'm never gonna stop.
Interact. We can't interact with the sad carriage.
I'll drive you into town and everything.
Her eyebrows remind me of this kid I used to look after at a summer camp. I used to work at a summer camp in a former life. There was this kid, and he looked like a cartoon child bully. He was just a little bit denser than the other kids, like in mass. Like you couldn't lift him. His center of gravity was too low. And he was just a little bit hairier. And he was like pink, like the crayon color pink. Like really, really like he always had a sunburn, but he had the whitest blonde hair. And he was this hairy kid. All of his hair was buzzed down to like a uniform length, but it went all the way down the back of his neck. Just white hair standing out and white eyebrows from this pink round child. He was one of the most difficult to look at children I looked after in all my years working at that summer camp.
Jesus.
He was like one of those like cartoon characters that you like when someone takes Homer Simpson and just kind of like uses the Photoshop like, you know, tools to like smudge a human face into Homer Simpson's proportions. He was like that, but for a cartoon bully child.
Was he a bully?
He was, because he was the sweetest little kid. He was so sweet and polite and cooperative and nice to the other kids. And we were talking about bullying. And like one of the kids was getting picked on at school. And like Chance, the kid's name was, and he was like, "Yeah, I know what you mean. I pick on a lot of kids at school."
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Oh my god. Wow.
Sounds like the human embodiment of fucking George Liquor from the Ren and Stimpy show.
He's so self-aware.
I'll have to look up who that
That's
is.
kind of amazing that he's that self-aware about how much of an awful kid he was at the time, even.
Yes, he did look a little bit like George Liquor. I had to look up George Liquor, but yeah, no, same haircut and proportions.
Just with white eyebrows.
White, like he was such a vivid pink color in the way that no other human I've ever met is, like a sunburned adult tourist.
Was he like an albino?
It's. I don't think so. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he was actually sunburned. I think he was just the wrong color. Like he was colored in with a pink crayon. But because his skin tone was like, it was such a stark contrast with his white blonde hair. Anyway, bye everybody.
Where he is now.
Bye everybody.
Bye.
Oh my god. Okay.
Later, y'all.
Later, y'all.